Hey there, StarCraft fans! falconpaladin coming at ya with yet another edition of StarCraft 2 on a Wednesday. Today on White Rabbit, it's going to be BabySwiss versus Farscape in a PvT. Bottom left, we got Farscape. Top right, we have BabySwiss. So BabySwiss is the son of The Swiss, a subscriber of mine here on the channel. He taught his kid how to play StarCraft 2. He's doing very, very well. APM check real quick, a little bit low here, but spamming at the first does not really help out. Just kind of warms up your fingers, but if you don't need to do that, then just go ahead and just 40 to 30 APM is okay. BabySwiss is doing Duolingo right now, which helps you learn another language. So BabySwiss, man of Renaissance. StarCraft 2 and learning another language at the exact same time. Woo! So, Gateway coming up inside the main base. Rick's coming up inside the main base. No sign of any proxies from either of these players here. I like that spinning logo. Is it an Archon? Oh, it is an Archon. Look at it. Look at that cool Archon spinning logo there over the command center here of BabySwiss. Got his gas coming up. Gas coming up here from Farscape as well. Both players respecting the other player here today. And this was sent to my Discord server. Link in the description to the Discord server if you want to join it and see other StarCraft 2 fans and hang out with StarCraft fans in general, man. We have Brood War there. We've got channels for videos that you like and music you like and other video games you want to talk about. Good place to hang out at the Discord server. So, Probe says, all right, so I'm not getting proxied. I'm not getting 3-racked. Everything is okay here. I can continue with my build. Throwing down a Cyber Core doesn't need a forge, right? No forge here required. We can expand after the Cyber Core and everything is A-okay. So, good scouting here from Farscape. And again, scouting is so important, especially at this level, man. If the first time you see a 3-raxing Terran player show up to your base with Marines is now, or the first time you know it's a 3-raxing Terran player when they show up to your base, then you're dead. That's it. Simple as. Probe coming up, saying, all right, my scouting is done. Now back to toil. Now back to mineral gathering. Robots don't experience toil, do they, right? I guess you need emotions. I guess you need some perspective there. I don't know. We'll see how robots evolve over the next couple of decades. A factory coming up. What's it going to be? Is it going to be tanks and Marines against a Protoss player? I think that would be a good choice. Reaper coming over. Wow. I don't think we see Reapers at this level very often. But can we get a kill? We can get a kill. That's why we see Reapers at this level, because Reaper control is hard at this level, but also probe control, bam, even harder at this level. That was a long distance mining probe, wasn't it? That's why he wasn't safe. He was going back and forth between the no man's land here from this mineral patch to this nexus, and yeah, took a risk and lost a couple probes. Shield battery, Twilight Council coming in. Did we scout with the Reaper? No, we did not scout the Twilight Council. So is it going to be Blink Stalkers? Is it going to be a DT Rush? We do have Hellions here from the factory, not reactored, just a simple factory here into a starport. So it's a Rax Factory Barracks Starport build. Interesting decision here from BabySwiss. Is this a build we found on lotv.spawningtool.com? Or is this a build we're developing from BabySwiss? Or is this just not a build, right? Is this just, I want to say, vibe building, right? Is it just vibes? So, Hellions Reapers are not very good against Stalkers, but if the Stalker doesn't defend himself, and it's just on move command here, then that is easier to take it down with Reapers, man. Check this out. One of the Reapers has at least 2 kills. Yeah, 2 kills on that Reaper. Hellion doesn't have any kills, but he did some damage to the Reaper there as it was walking by. Again, attack, move command is bad, especially if you know there are enemy units nearby. Look at this, just bullying Stalkers with Hellions and Reapers somehow, some way. Stalker down. Probes not very good against Hellions here, but if you get a full surround with shield battery support, I think we can take this out without losing too many of these probes. And yes, indeed. How many probes have died? 6. 6 probes down for 2 Hellions and 2 Reapers. Resources lost 400 for BabySwiss, 650 for Farscape. Into Liberator. Oh, hang on a second. Not Reactor Liberator. 1 Liberator and 1 Medevac being produced at the same time. Very interesting stuff. We've got Stim in production. Obviously, we still don't have any tanks out. We got a bunker with 1 Marine in it. And I think Farscape, well, I guess I was going to say if he pushes across the map, but he has 1 Stalker. So it's not going to be a push across the map here. Just tech it up, man. We got a robotics facility. We do have charge on the way from Farscape. I like it. And there's the Dark Shrine, like I said. So maybe it's going to be DTs, and DTs it is. We do have orbital commands. Excellent stuff here. Do we have an engineering bay for turrets? We have double engineering bay with no upgrades. Probably could work on getting some upgrades there if you're going double engineering bay. Production tab says, still no. Still, you know, just a lot of stuff going on here. And we are doing Duolingo, if you remember. BabySwiss talking about that. Finally, a tank shows up. Tanks are very good against the Protoss, unless, you know, it's Mass Immortal or something, in which case, very, very bad. Right? There's always a counter, man. Always a counter to everything in StarCraft that is good. Don't just throw up your hands saying, hey, tanks are too hard for me as a Protoss player to handle. No, just make Immortals. Immortals are the answer. They have always been the answer since Wings of Liberty, man. 100% of the time. Hey, you have probably seen by now the PTR. Actually, by the time you see this, the PTR might be reality. Might have actually pushed the changes into the game. Liberator shows up, does get like one kill there. I was going to say a couple kills, but it's only one. Good probe pull. And then good job with the Stalker coming out to fight here too. Oh, Liberator, do not come back in. Do not come back in. Do not. Okay, just kind of a blind comeback in here, and you're going to die as a result and get no more kills. So not great. Not great at all. Totally fine. Siege tank, Liberators. Again, I like these answers quite a bit. But anyway, the PTR could be real by now, by the time you see this. So let me know in the comments if you're like, hey, Falcon, the patch is actually live. Because a PTR is a list of proposed changes. It is not a list of changes that are going to be made. It's proposed. They put it on the public test realm. You can test it. As Pig said, not a lot of people do that. Not a lot of people go to the PTR and test it. You have to kind of well, you don't have to kind of. You have to download a whole nother instance of StarCraft to do it is the problem. Third base coming in from BabySwiss. But yeah, you basically have to download an entire other instance of StarCraft and then play the PTR that way with all the changes they're proposing, which one of the big one is the 8 workers versus the 12 workers. We have 12 now, going back to 8, which was a Heart of the Swarm thing, would be interesting. And as we had explained to us, that does make early cheese a little bit more effective. You'd be like, wait, what? Less money at the start? Well, no, it's just because people are getting their pools later and getting their racks later and getting their gateways later with an 8-worker start. At least with the normal build. So we're moving out. We got Marines, we got Siege Tank, we got Medevacs, we got Liberators. We're on to the main base, though. Holy warping of a whole ton of DTs in your main, though, sir. Oh, no. The army is coming back at this point. Yep, refinery down. Lift the orbital. This is so many Dark Templar. Both refineries dead. They can't lift. Quick, get the starport. Quick, the army's coming back to try to deal with this, and they're not saving much inside the main base, tell you that much. Engineering bay is dying. We are working on supply depots as well. Liberator snipes down an OBS, which, you know, doesn't really help in the situation for the Terran. But anyway, trying to warp in Zealots now just to distract. They're gonna die. That's way too many Marines, but the DTs on the backside are getting huge hits. Who knew? And okay, Warp Prism dies. Stutter Step against the DTs. We got a Stutter Step against the DTs. Dude, Scan's going to wear off eventually here, and it does. DT's getting a couple more kills in this mess. Dude, 8 kills on that DT, 9 kills on that DT, 3 kills on that DT. Who does this? Who goes mass DT warping at the enemy Terran base at 8 minutes? An insane person does. I can tell you that much. Dude, the orbital's getting hit again. The main base of BabySwiss is basically dead. Because one Immortals wandered across the map in all of this chaos. Isn't actually very good against Immortals. Or against SCVs. Pretty good against Immortals. Or Immortals, turns out. DT finally goes down. 5 kills on that dude. Not as good as the other ones, but still. Yeah, Zealot hacking away at a supply depot. Might get it into the burning here. This guy's going to almost get a Marine before he gets burned alive, but no. Definitely not. Supply depot is burning down. And the problem for Farscape is that it's a 2-base versus a 3-basing BabySwiss. Worker count is still 43 for BabySwiss. Didn't lose too many SCVs. Only 6 of them have gone down. The 7 probes that have died in the early stages equivalent that out. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 gates on 2 bases. Farscape, that was kind of an all-in guy. He is not getting a 3rd base. This is a problem for him. Yeah? First of all, upgrades. 1-1 for BabySwiss is awesome against the 0-0 of the gateway units. The Purifier skin on these Zealots is pretty hot, though, so that's not going to help do any damage, but it looks cool. And yeah, this third base needs to die. Farscape, he needs to get in there. He needs to expand himself. He's got enough money now to do it. Come on, 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 come on. You can do it, dude. Get in there and kill a thing. You know this exists, right? Yeah. You know this exists. Get in. Oh my gosh. Get in there. Get in there. Get in there. Okay, well, after a bunch of SCVs retreat, I guess they're saturating the main base again. So here we go. Whack, 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 whack. Everybody's dying. Everybody was dying here. Also, third Nexus coming in from Farscape. All right, he's doing the thing. BabySwiss is in trouble, folks. Army value is 49 to 36. Farscape is ahead there. He is turning his DTs into Archons. Walled off. Worried about the army that's out here. That is fair. It's 53 to 36 army supply advantage for Farscape. We've got a bunch of Marines back this way. Any tanks remaining? No. 24 Marines and 3 medevacs. That is the army right now. And I kind of feel like Farscape could have pushed. I feel like he probably could have got in here. But he's like, you know, not even going to worry about it. Not even going to worry about it. Not going to do that. Wow. Okay, so Farscape, where are we at, dude? 3 bases against 2 bases for BabySwiss. Try to go for a third base. Maybe overextended there a little bit. It is dangerous to take a third base against Protoss on 2. I think that's a lesson that BabySwiss needs to learn here. Is if it's a 2-basing Protoss for the first 10 minutes of the game, it's probably because something crazy is happening. Or they're bad. One of the two. Third base for BabySwiss running over says, oh, big army down this way. 61 to 63 army. BabySwiss is working on more stuff. He's got actually some Vikings now and some Liberators. And a tank. Pretty good activity here from Farscape. And he's got back at this third base here at the 12. So he's, you know, not really saturating it. He's not willing to maybe commit too much to it. But a lot of Marines in production here at the same time. And Farscape splash damage is Archons. It'd be better if he had Psystorm. Better if he had Colossus, actually, against this particular setup. But yeah, Archons it is, which counts as splash damage. I'm not going to get too mad about it, especially at this level where BabySwiss has 120 APM and Farscape has 74 of the actions per minute. So, Marines, what do we got here, folks? Anything upgrades-wise? Yeah, we got the combat shield and the stim and the 1-1. Got the 2-2 on the way here as well. The engineering base didn't actually die. They got hacked. They got hacked by DTs, but they didn't actually fall there. And Colossus, man. I don't know what Farscape thinks is good in these situations. And why he's not making Colossus or Psystorm, but at this level, you kind of got to have one or the other, dude. Whew. So he's finally getting some upgrades. Big fan of that. Every Protoss player watching is like, yes. Big, big, big fan of that. Is that a stim? No, I don't think I saw a stim there or heard a stim there. Auditory hallucinations. So Zealots with an armor upgrade are so much better than Zealots with no armor upgrade, which is why this being late at 13 minutes is really hurting Farscape. Empty medevacs for some reason heading down this way. Like, oh, wait. Either we got to load up or... Right, either we got to load up or we're going to come back and help out that army. This is a very big Archon Zealot Stalker Immortal army from Farscape. It's one of the biggest I've seen, man. This upgrade finishing... Ah, how on earth did a Marine get inside the main base? Did he get dropped? The whole army comes back for the 1 Marine. Yeah, I mean, that's a trick. That's a trick you can do, folks. You can do the old 1 Marine inside the enemy base routine and get a lot of work done with it. Okay, 1-1 is now done from Farscape, but 3-3 is on the way from BabySwiss, which means he's at 2-2, which means here we come to save the day. Just into the natural. The Protoss is away from home, and here he comes from the backside to try to engage into this whole setup here. Zealots in the front, Archons in the back. Medevac's taking some shots on. Medevac does go down there to Stalker and Archon anti-air, I have to assume. Picking up, boosting out, unloading here at the third base. And Liberator setting up here too. Just kidding, not even unloading here, just setting up Liberator to make, to make the probes retreat from this position. And there they go. Alrighty then. Check this out, man. Fourth base for BabySwiss. He's working on that 3-3. He's got the Marines. Once again, a Liberator inside the main. Not getting 1,000 kills today. Farscape's been pretty much on top of it, which is great. But, dude, this base again. So, you kind of want to make your fourth base a planetary at some point. Not that it would save you against this much Protoss with this kind of composition or these many upgrades. But yeah, Nexus. Not a Nexus. That's a command center. It is dead. Super dead. Shield upgrade on the way from Farscape. All right. Ghost Academy from BabySwiss. Does he believe in the power of EMP against these Archons? Here it is. The charge in. Oh, anti-armor missile gets hit down as well. What a very weird attack that is. Does he know about this base? He doesn't. He doesn't know. But if he did, again, vision is important. He saw an orbital try to float over here just a couple of minutes ago. He has to know. He has to know. But he doesn't. He doesn't know. He's getting a new base of his own, which is great. So Farscape starting to mine out. His main base is mined out. His natural base is getting very, very close. BabySwiss also having the same problem. Obviously, especially with mules. You mine out more quickly than the Protoss does because they don't have the muley boys. Resources lost, 10,000 for BabySwiss, 11,000 for Farscape. Ooh, the double expand here. Farscape might be overextending here a little bit himself. I think BabySwiss overextended a bit to start the game, and I think Farscape is overextending a little bit here too. But if he can get away with it for the next couple of minutes, he's going to win this thing. But what a weird comp, man. Like, I understand not wanting... Oh, there's nothing defending this. Okay. Everybody run. Everybody run. Orbital down. Again, this trying to build over here. BabySwiss is in all of the trouble. But I was just trying to say, I can understand not wanting the micro of High Templar, right? It's a little bit titchy to use spellcasters. High Templar are, you know, squishy. They're hard for lower level players to use on some level, so you just make the Archon. But if you're just going to make the Archon, make the Colossus. Guess what's really easy to aim move with a bunch of Stalkers and Zealots and stuff is Colossus. It is. Rebuilding over here too. Farscape, 55 workers, base is up, saturating it on some level. Needs to move some of the probes from the natural to this fourth base post-haste. This is fine. This is saturated. This, okay, doesn't have any probes hanging out inside the main. Good job by Farscape that way. So Ghost in production for BabySwiss. He says, all right, look, you don't want to use spellcasters? I'm going to use spellcasters. And at this level, what do I always say? If the player who uses the spellcasters is probably going to win. It doesn't even matter what the spellcaster is. It indicates a higher level of intelligence, a higher level of skill for somebody who's using spellcasters versus someone who is not. That's very, very simple, and it's probably not entirely accurate for everyone, obviously, but still. So I love this. Splitting some Zealots off this direction, and the army's over here. So yeah, I think army up to this base, Zealots into this base, and you might just be able to get at least one of the bases and maybe both. Problem is, these Stalkers on their own are not going to do very well. Yeah, no. God, Zealots. No, he brings everybody home. He's like, no, we need the Zealots, the Archons. Oh, gosh. Full retreat here from BabySwiss. EMPs do get tossed down. Ah, wrong button. Sorry about that. Look at the EMP plays from BabySwiss. That is some Maru level EMP shenaniganry there. Oh, yeah. That's what we're talking about. He wipes out the entire Protoss army. 19 army value left for Farscape. 76 for BabySwiss. And sometimes it just comes down to, hey, big engagement. Who played it better? And the answer today was the BabySwiss, man. Holy Schenectadies. That was impressive. Is that it? Where's the rest of the army? BabySwiss has a 56 supply army lead right now. A lot of it is medevacs, which again on their own don't really count as units. Let's be real. Resaturating this base, this whatever, this fourth base, this third base, whatever they are at this point. They've died a lot. Still not saturating properly the natural base here. That is causing major problems for Farscape's mineral income. He's got 14 probes. He just send him over here, send him over here. You've got bases to put them at. He's taking the probes that were on gas and putting them to work. But he's not recognizing that there's 14 dudes here. In fairness, it doesn't look like it's 14 dudes because they're stacked, but you can actually turn this off. This worker count thing, you can turn it off. And I wonder if maybe he's turned it off and he just doesn't know that he's got 14 probes at this base. That is effectively mined out. There's one mineral patch there, sir. That personnel cloaking on the way? I think it is. Personal cloaking. Liberators, once again, doing fine. Getting 2, 3, 4 kills, but none of these Liberators are getting like 15 kills or anything. Yeah, man. This is very scary stuff. Double the army supply with much better upgrades. 3-3 versus 2-2, I guess, is not as good as I thought it was going to be. But, yeah, suddenly this whole base is going to die. That Nexus is 100% dead with the siege tanks. DT's on the backside trying to kill the tanks before they die, and they get them. They get both of the tanks. Immortal down, though. 4 army supply remaining, and BabySwiss gets the win in 21 minutes. And 4 seconds. Awesome stuff there, BabySwiss. Awesome stuff. Great stuff. Again, the EMPs, that one battle up here against all of the Archons, the EMP connections were massive. They really put the work in. They really caused the major problems there for Farscape's army. If a bunch of your army armors, right, if a bunch of the HP for your army is shields, then guess what's really good? These ghosts. Look how cool they are, too. Standing there looking great. 4 kills, 3 kills. Oh, yeah. And again, you get an assist if you bring the shields off of an Archon as much as you do. But great job. Again, a Colossus would have been better, I think, here than the Archons. Just the range, the better splash concave. Not really a solid composition here from Farscape, but that's okay. They don't have to all be winners. And yeah, look at this resources lost now. 29,000 to 17,000. So for a while there, it was really close until that final battle, and then it just went all downhill there for Farscape. Just a weird comp. I love the DT warping inside the main base to start the game, which was very funny, but not enough of a follow out there, I gotta say. So that is going to be it for me today. This has been falconpaladin coming at you with yet another edition of StarCraft 2, Legacy of the Void, and a BabySwiss mid-rank madness game. Go ahead, hit that like button, hit that subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, Patreon, Twitch, Instagram, TikTok, and Blue Sky, all at /falconpaladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself.